Greetings once again to you all. Welcome back to another episode of Symphogear. Now I'm trying to keep up the guise as to be some sort of, well, not complete imbecile. Keep up the aesthetics of the channel a little. And so, no more black t-shirts. Although, you'll never know what I'm wearing below. Maybe it's a ballerina tutu or some Pikachu pajamas. You'll just have to use your imagination. But, much like my outfit choices, Symphogear is full of them, and I'm assuming that sometime soon we'll be getting some sort of power-up new aesthetic for them all, considering how easily they were beat down. But what form that would take, or how long, considering we know that three of them only just got new linker, and therefore are able to take part in battles again. Should be fun time to see though, especially with all the music. So turn it up loud, get a drink, and we get ready to begin. You know, constantly having people that are out fighting against the injustices of the world, against this oppression of mankind and whatnot, but are they actually fighting against a legitimate target, or just the abstract idea to free them all? I mean, yes, we've heard about Bilal and Finney and whatnot a few times. And I don't know if I mentioned it at all. Well, seeing the destruction that has been caused in the previous seasons, like those towers with the big craft in the center of it, it's good to see that impacts of the world stay. Like, it's not just random bullshit and happenings and then everyone just moves on the next day. Again, I think the big tell of that is from season 1 with the moon. What future or current issues are going to be plaguing them, and ultimately, what the hell is Adam planning? Considering he is open to eradicating large swathes of the countryside, people remaining there, notwithstanding, he doesn't particularly care. In fact, it's probably better for him, you know, more transformation into gold. Arcana number 0. Oh, and like I was saying with the stuff in the background and the issues still laying there from previous seasons, seeing that they've put up a barrier and whatnot, they're trying to hopefully dismantle it and make it safe, but of course it's not going to be an easy process. Huh? It's for the betterment of mankind. Wouldn't that make it worse if it's not a sacrifice? But the fast jump into a song, no wind-up or anything. Wow. Got some armor-piercing bullets. And I do like how actually changing the ammunition type up to best suit who they're facing. Reflector shield. Okay, it's not the first time we've seen that kind of play around with weaponry, but I like the gong bell sound every time it's hit as well. Pity they weren't told about this before. But a dual transformation sequence for them. Okay, I like it, yeah. As long as we don't get hit, they can't remove our shit. Yeah. So much for not getting hit there. No matter who has to fall in the sights. And without such chains, what's humanity capable of? Is this a future that you are just idealizing? And her fist is definitely one to fight back against the nonsensical. She will try no matter what to try and reach some sort of common ground, and you can't say that Hibiki hasn't suffered her fair share of setbacks. They kind of make a good team. You got Maria for even if they are enemies, I don't want to go down wrong in the, you know, got to do it fairly. Can't get caught in the crossfire. If that's the case, then only a fist clenched in anger can also make mistakes that a level head wouldn't even consider. I don't think she's here to hear those apologies. Well, success? There's some sort of back and forth there, and the leader is open to some form of communication. Even if their ideals are a little at odds. Well, actually, their ideals are pretty much the same. You know, we want to help as many people as possible. Just getting there. Some questions you don't really want to ask, fearing the answer. Okay. Using aspects of previous plans and mentions, like the ley lines, to now have a hand in siphoning life energy. I mean, it's not a non-zero. Well, it's a non-zero victory, though. There's at least a few steps forward. Yeah, wishful thinking and idealism and whatnot won't pull them through this time. Even if it has every single time before. She is... Was that Tsubasa's silhouette on the background monitor? Yeah, but she is working overtime to try and sort something out to help them. A cooking comeback. And it's good to see that Hibiki is actually trying to catch up on some little bit of a schooling. Depends on the size of your wants. A lot of things you don't actually have to sacrifice anything. But they're usually like wanting a sandwich. If you're going to give these kind of life advice lessons and innermost feelings, say them out loud so other characters can hear. At least wear shorts if you're going to be doing something like that. Success! But that wasn't the balloon they wanted. Yep, thank her and walk off while she's laying there with a broken ankle. And yet, still stands up and fights for anyone that is upset so they don't have to suffer in her sadness. I think that's kind of the reason why we can get behind Hibiki. It's not just this I want to do good by everyone for the sake of it. They are flawed characters with their own past and history. There are worse ways to get a feeling across. Music is pretty decent for that, I guess. Well, let's see how she takes that help, that advice. As long as she's fighting in her corner, Hibiki always has something to go back to, at least. And I really hope that doesn't get taken away from her. Did you have to go deep in the archives to find all of that? Can we not, digitize it? Might be easier to search through. She's still getting used to it. Just so happens to fall open on a page that is very useful for her, but the crystallizations of Hibiki herself, when she was becoming part rock. Is it going to become the new weapon that can't be taken away from them? And do these plans require a hot tub and champagne? Well, I'm glad we're on the same page with that one. How did he reach the lofty heights of being in charge? Someone else is more fit to be a leader. I'm guessing what there is there going to be some sort of coup that is going to fail horribly? Is he the type that anyone can really stand up against at the minute? They have a fair amount of it. Right. So there's some use in it. And so by abstract thinking, it, yeah, cancel out the alchemy. Microcosm and macrocosm. Right. I mean, this is all conjecture, but maybe it would work. You know, can we keep it short and sweet and preferably in crayon so we can understand? Suitable. I mean, as an unnecessary sample. Well, was that face because of where it was kept, Neptune? Unnecessary samples, send them to the bottom of the ocean. And what else are we going to uncover down there as well? She was willing to sacrifice everything. Yeah, but hindsight is 2020. How many vehicles do they have training in to be able to pilot and whatnot? Yeah, surely there's a better way. Look like they're not going to be able to easily just do some garbage collecting. And they didn't realize. You know, out of all of the transformation sequences, is hers the most focused on her weaponry? And, like, movements of such? No. Hibiki's gauntlets probably beat that, but then again. Is this true? The goofball of hell? I don't know if it's a moniker that I'd appreciate, but... And other than just... Oh yes, because she was meant to take that head on. Or back on. Don't take your eyes away from the fight. And yet you're having so much trouble dealing with them. How many episodes has it been so far? You've run away each time? Do they have to worry about depressurization? Right now, there's just a gathering of them, so they're like, all right, one place, let's go and see what we can do. Great, like some harmonic resonance. Just... point blank. You could have fooled me. Okay, that's a good way of movement around the battlefield. Also, anytime there is music with such a guitar riff and beat, I'm going to be behind it. If I haven't said that enough during these episodes. I do like that, despite them being the weakest of the team, the fact they come as a duo and therefore amp each other up is both a blessing and a curse, I guess. They've put all of their trust and faith into this Saint Germain. And therefore, do they actually have a dog in the fight of whatever Illuminati's actually doing, or is it just because of their love and trust for her? Let's hope she can swim. And actually seeing them get one over on the big bad there and actually win a fight because of it. I mean, having a planetarium, how are some of those stars even being rendered down there underneath where should be shadow? Sacrifice someone for the good of their plans and goals. How far are they willing to go for their plans? Good question. Why are we following this guy? Can they back out and say, you know what, nah, I'll keep these two. It really shouldn't be that hard of a decision, really, should it? I mean, sure, you've got this goal to reach, but it seems so ambiguous. And the world as is now, it isn't that bad, apart from, well, multiple very powerful bodies now utilizing noise and alchemy and whatnot to their advantage to really just damage the citizenry and life of ordinary people. But isn't that activism in a nutshell? You got these ideals and plans without actually caring how it impacts everyone else. As long as your goals are achieved. Yeah, like I said, having those two fight in unison, it's not the first time, and hopefully definitely not the last time that we'll be seeing it. And if the others can have that kind of close-knit bond, obviously not to the same extent that those two have it, but boosting each other up would be a nice final battle. And once again, Symphogear giving us some, well, not so deep questions, but also a sneak into the life of the adversaries, having them make the tough decisions. Are their goals worth, so openly stating, well, Doesn't matter. Sacrifices are sacrifices. Doesn't really... No matter how many people need to suffer, as long as for the greater good we come out on top. Until it comes to someone that you actually care about, in which case, ooh, wait a sec. Not so sure about this. But is that going to be a lesson that Saint Germain learns too late? Considering she does seem a bit too caught up in the whole overcoming the chains of oppression. I don't know what the entire plan is here. But whatever that may be, well, I don't suppose it's going to go unrewarded. Because at least there's a nice pool party for them. Well, whoever's left at least. But why exactly are they following this guy? What does he hold other than just a bit of charisma, I guess? I mean, we haven't even seen that. It's just he's got this animatronic doll who seems to love him. And that's it. Well, and he's got a nice hat. Maybe that's it. It's all about headwear. That's what drives forces forward. But why has it gone from we'll take, say, legendary creatures and whatnot throughout history and different religions, and have you battle the Hydra, have you battle some sort of weird Quetzalcoatl kind of thing, to now, okay, you just sacrifice your enemies, fuck it, we'll give up the entire premise. Whoa, autofocus. But yeah, Hibike's scab's now becoming a valuable resource. I don't think there's going to be a massive market for it, but I've been wrong before. We've seen what the Power of the Dying Slave did for them before, so now having some anti-alchemy nullification built into their armour. Just what they needed. As well as... as long as Carol's body lasts. With Alpha 9 going a bit overboard with the whole work ethic. But Symphogear being Symphogear, once more, good music, some decent-ish, yeah, okay, pretty good fight choreography and whatnot, even if they do lean heavily on most of their little gimmicks. Well, what they're going to do, though, if one of them has a scythe as a weapon, the other has blades, so, well, I guess we go scythe and blades. But there is more than one reference, whether it be Chris's decisions in the past, or what we saw there with 5 just service members gets vaporized. Decisions made in the moment may not be the most optimal, but we have to live with the consequences of them. Whether or not there is a better way of going about it, well, we can look back and figure it out, but can anyone make that kind of choice right then and there? Not sure, but at least it's fun to watch. So, once again, another episode of Symphogear, and one that is going to be, I guess, pivotal. A lot of things are in motion, but I'm not sure which form that motion takes. We all loved to hate Dr. Ver, but how do we feel about Adam? Because so far it's just kind of bored of him. His presence so far has been, haha, I'm here, haha, I'm shirtless, haha, I've destroyed the ground, haha, I'm taking a bath. Okay, but what have you actually done? I'm sure there's some grand masterminded scheme and plan in place. Come on, focus. Thank you. But he's just leaving it to everyone else to do, while he just enjoys and laps up the rewards allowed to him. Am I being too harsh? No, not being harsh enough. If you've enjoyed Symphogear, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. If you really want to help reach out and make sure the channel survives, consider subscribing. Let me know exactly what you think of it. Or jump onto my Discord. It's probably better than subscribing, actually, but do both. Notifications and votes and the like over there. And if anything happens to the channel, well, there's always a way to keep up to date. But for now, give yourself a bit of rest, and I hope to see you for the next one.